So what in the program suggests we want to make something that's, like tree-like or hanging or something?
Well, most of the books are stored in this area in the top part, and since I was dealing with the issue of kind of soldering to stacks, I wanted to create an organization that would allow the user to move vertically, kind of without using like fire stairs or kind of a single floor of stairs, and be able to move freely upward in kind of a spiraling fashion. You can see we could move upward with ramps and stairs, and I thought the freedom allowed by, or the formal freedom that was allowed from here as a result of the manual was kind of leading to that.
Those three great piers that hold up the very middle, would you roughly, on the lower floors, outline where they are in the plan?
Sure. These are the three floors.
So the one is assumed by its wall it's attached to. One's got bathrooms behind it. The other one is partly held by a staircase and a row of columns, which is undistinguished from the other columns. The strategy appears to camouflage the power of these things, rather than, say, apart from its architecture.
It seems all these questions that we are asking you about the pier is because I think first, very simple and very conversation between cookers is that this drone, the drawing is drawn without the necessary reflection about what are you drawing. So it's not the same this wood than this super structural element. It's not the same these floors where you have the presence of an existing structure or this where apparently this new structure want to create a more light space or a more non-heavy experience. It's not the same this column here than some other elements, for example, which are disturbing a lot. I understand that when you get this level, you don't need any element of the existing structure. So I don't know why you insist with these columns or some details like this. I understand the installations thing that really is like nothing for this building. So, for example, the footprint of this square, which basically is this square, is your adding project in the rest of the floors. So you never identify that this rectangular is having any relation. For example, not only the idea of not drawing some lines for the edges of the columns, or not make any difference between steel or concrete or masonry. I think that's the moment in which we don't design, but we draw, without these drawings perhaps are done knowing perfectly before doing them what's going to happen, not as a process of reflection or what I want to transmit. And it's very difficult to read this project in those drawings. It's very difficult to identify the structural decisions or the difference between the existing and the new, for example. So because it's not only a structural question, this is a spatial question. It's a question of the character you want to give. So this is an existing building, super heavy, super masonry. It's a kind of space. The experience that the user has in this existing building is one. And the second, the new one, you want to drive from the door. You want to take this person and go along your branch of the. And that's.
I think a different way to say it, if I understood, is there's a fundamental challenge I would give to you as a young architect, and it's not to describe what you did, but maybe to try to understand why you did any of these things. And the giveaway for me that you're not really looking at it is that you'd rather show us a photograph of a model instead of this model that can rotate and it's made, it's constructed, You know, when you cut off the edge of that building, I'm just thinking of how difficult that is.
Because they don't think they're in the 20th century unless they do one of those. That's why.
Okay, but I'm probably, hopefully won't be saying this all day, but I don't think you're looking at what you're doing. You're explaining, okay, you came up with a strategy of saying, I can't support you said you talked to the structural engineer, said, I can't support this amount of building on the new one, so I have to come up with a strategy to get enough building up there. So then you came up with these piers in the truss in order to get more building. But I haven't heard any reason why yet, except that you needed to build a fundamental architectural idea about, say, experience or relationship to structure. Kelly touched on it. If you're going to do this, I was thinking of the Ford Foundation, thinking, wow, you know, these huge piers and creating opportunity for space. And you know, when you start with the children's, boy, wouldn't it be nice to look all the way through this thing, and the thing becomes a component, an inner jewel-like piece that goes through. And I think that comes through what you're talking about, the drawings, and I'm thinking about the models, is actually stepping back and looking at your own idea, because I can see that happening, but I don't really think it's happening. I think it's still just they coexist. And in reality, it's such a powerful interaction or intervention that you would want more out of it.
Okay.
I think there are sort of three missed opportunities here. One is on the lines of what's been said. Well, first of all, this tunnel that's right by your entrance never seems to get any kind of program or differentiated treatment as you go up 115 floors, which seems inexplicable to me. So I don't know if you thought about that and abandoned it. The other is that a ramp.
Yeah.
What would like to destroy if I pick this up?
That's fine.
Is that, see, a ramp like this is not actually really about verticality, right? It's really about horizontal movement through a building. Yes, you can also move up with that. That's the convenience of that. But then when we actually look at the drawings aren't for a moment for you to simply draw it because you've been told to, or that's what the contract, the syllabus says. It's a chance for you to think about what you're doing at each floor and take decisions there. And that's what's absent. Decision making is absent. So as you actually, you kept saying sauntering, is that as opposed to wandering? So whatever sauntering as opposed to wandering is, there was an opportunity to do it at least 7 times.
Yeah.
That was a missed opportunity. And sometimes it's hard to work all of this out, but if it had happened even, I think, on 1 or 2 floors, and if you force yourself to draw it as you thought about it, then you would have made decisions. This is a weird sort of non-decision, because it seems like you can actually get out of the stairwell and then get into this box. And get stuck, which might actually be the most interesting moment in the building otherwise. And it's the only spatial moment, I think, in relation to a structural system. I mean, it appears to be a crazy one, or a sort of crazy-making one, but it's really the only one. Otherwise, you've got 2 extremely, I would imagine, expensive as well as potentially very expressive truss systems, and you then have 3 piers, not 4, not 2. And seemingly there's no spatial relation one to the other or amongst themselves. So those are the missed opportunities that you would need to, down the line, interrogate and then, like I said, force yourself to actually draw.
I think that the premise that started with the table, how does the roles